Obviously sitting here elated, right? The way we show a gritty performance, right? We get 2 goals, call one a bit of brilliance and one a bit of fortune. That we generate an attacking moment and a vertical moment and create a bit of chaos on the back line. But we're coming up against a team who's very resilient, is very defensively sound and organized, very well managed and coached by Vance, and in a good run of form. So knowing all that, we knew it was coming on our doorstep. Despite the game that they had on midweek and despite the travel and what have you, we knew this was going to be a game to be, taken seriously and reckoned with. And we knew it's not going to be the most beautiful game, I would say, and we had to be scrappy and go about it and apply our principles. So yeah, a little bit disappointed that we let 10 to 15 minutes in the second half get away from us, where we lose our principles and our identity a little bit. So I can sense the frustration from the boys and understand the frustration a little bit because we let another clean sheet go away from us. So credit to the boys for keep on punching above their weight and keep on doing things that no one expects. So really happy about tonight.
Brad, we'll talk, I'm sure, a lot about the game as a whole, but Miguel Perez's goal there just looked like, the place goes looked like a proud father, whatever. What was the feeling and the emotion when Miggy does that?
Yeah, I think it's the moment, right? I think it's the moment that we were searching for something. Because we knew we were quite a bit under pressure. So whether it was Miggy in the moment or whether it was getting a 2-goal lead again, I think the lead outweighed the emotion for me and Miggy right there in that moment. But now reflecting after the fact, what a moment for him, right? You can see what it meant for him. He's got one in the Open Cup and now he's got one in the MLS. So these are incredible moments as a young man, and he keeps on growing with us every single day. And it's a nice graduation gift for him this weekend. And again, we've said a lot about Miggy, and we haven't said enough about Miggy, and we'll continue to write great things about Miggy, I'm sure. So it's our job now as coaches, as parents, as people around teammates and around the locker room, just to keep him guided and focused as he continues his journey, and who knows where his ceiling is. But we're excited to be around Miggy and to guide him along this pathway.
And then Löwen's first goal, was he trying to do that, or was he putting the ball in the box and it just kept on going?
Yeah, well, I think any set-piece taker and anyone with a game knowledge and understanding would know if you whip it in as hard and as precise as Eduard Löwen, aiming for a target player, Lucas Bartlett, Tim Parker, Kai Hebert, and no one gets on the end of it, it's going in the side netting. So I think we've seen these enough throughout the season. We scouted him doing these great things, especially with corner kicks. He puts a lot of pace and whip on the ball that makes it, a tough decision for the goalkeeper to come out or not. And the keeper chose to stay on his line this time, and fortunately we could score on that one. It kind of broke the ice. We needed this one.
Along those Löwen lines, can you just describe his role in general, just kind of as being a general in the middle of the field?
Yeah, I think there's no doubt, I challenge Edu all the time to, as much as we see great things with Edu on the ball, I challenge him against the ball as well. Our principles, for me, and first and foremost, Edu's a difference maker with the ball. Can I assist him and guide him to be a difference maker against the ball? Because if he can get that right, then he's a real candidate in this league to achieve great things. And again, so that's the constant chat between Edu and myself, and the constant guidance I give him, because he's a great person, a great teammate, willing to learn and listen. All right, so sometimes we challenge each other, which is really good. It's healthy conversations and it's healthy challenges, but you can see just by his stature, his dominating performance, his touches on the ball, bringing others into games and making final plays forwards. And again, that's why we got Eduard Löwen. We understand his game profile. We understand that we need to build a team around him and make sure that we can bring out the best of him.
You know what Edu had for lunch today? And can you order those? Keep making him eat whatever. He was phenomenal. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, I think the nutrition's like 5%, sleep is another, what have you. There's every piece of his puzzle that makes him do great things. No one deserves it more than Edu, because I know he's a really good teammate. I know he cares for everyone in that locker room. So before he's a good soccer player, he's just one of the best human beings off the field, as is a lot of our guys on our roster, right? So strategic, targeted scouting, I would call it. You know, we did an extensive search to find players of that caliber, that profile, that character. So for us, it all comes in together to one, and nobody can flick the switch on game day, right? You have to do it during the week, and you have to commit to the process. So and Edu does that.
Along that line, can you speak a little bit about the relationship that he and Indy are developing?
Yeah, it's cohesive, right? It's fluid, it's cohesive, and I think I could add flexible, right? So you could see Indy floating around the field, and then Edu occupies his space, and then they get this nice little rotation going. So, you know, and I think that just gets better over time. You know, today we ran the same lineup twice, you know, within the last 2 games. So, you know, for us, it's about building a form of consistency, resiliency, and we're going to be, you know, pushing this home stretch. And we knew this is a big, massive stretch for us, having all these games at home with the little dart to Dallas and then to Nashville. So yeah, we've got unfinished business here at home.
Coach, what went into the shift when you guys went to the back 5 with Blom switching out to the wing back, as opposed to maybe just like switching, moving up and keeping Perez in the middle with Blom? What kind of went into that decision to go to the opposite?
Yeah, we knew they're going to be, if you could see where Gressel was hanging out, you know, he's the supplier of the deliveries, right? So we try to, you know, flatten out in the 5, which means by me and our principles and my profile as a coach never means passive, you know, and that's some of the frustration that the boys are sharing right now. So for us, it's always about releasing with the outside backs, the wing backs now, you know, so it's no longer in a 4-back line with outside backs. It's a wing back job now. Wing back has to get forward and defend forwards and block crosses, right? So, and that's the one thing that gave me a little bit of frustration, that we're a little bit too passive and not relying on our principles and not being brave enough to defend forwards and thinking that we can just defend a 2-0 scoreline. In this league, teams are too good, the quality is too high, and you'll get punished.
Go to Ben Fred.
Bradley, this is the first team to get to 25 points so quickly as an expansion team. What does that tell you about this group, this direction? We're not just talking about a historic start anymore. We're talking about, you know, some deeper marks that you guys are setting history in.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some hurdles too along the way, you know, so it shows just how good this league is and how tough it is, you know, traveling west, traveling east, or what have you. We just know the ups and downs that this league becomes, and then you get to match day 13, where we are. You know, and just to think that we've still achieved that, and there's been great teams, you know, the Chicago Fire team of '98, what a team that was. You know, you go through the roster there, and those are American game changers and defining coaches now who've progressed through the ranks as well. So again, I've always said it from day one, this is part of our journey. We want to be competitive, and the next game is on the horizon. We just want to be competitive, but yeah, we should sit back and reflect these moments too, because yeah, it's oftentimes you pinch yourself that, yeah, is this really happening, right? So we believe it internally. We keep on proving people wrong. We keep on having a chip on our shoulders. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. We didn't say we're going to go through the season unbeaten. And we didn't say we're going to be world beaters, but then we're going to be competitive.
Carter.
Bradley, it seems like we've seen Indiana Vasiljev kind of unleashed these last 2 games, and it's in no small part to being kind of pushed up the field. Can you kind of share with us some of the, you know, conversations you've had with him about a more attacking role and how well he's met those expectations?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to give India a lot of guidance and direction. You know, that's his position by trade, and he really enjoys playing up there, right? So he's a guy that commits to the team if he needs to be playing the 6. Sometimes we roll out the diamond, he's the 8, and then he's the 10 in this formation. So, but India's a smart enough soccer player. You know, I mean, he comes from a high caliber team. He played in a big league overseas. You know, he had reps in the MLS with Inter, and now he's with us. And I hope to feel that we're bringing out the best of him. So, and again, it's all about us challenging each other every day. Like, I'm open to criticism, challenging, and so are my players, right? We have a very open relationship with each other, and I think that's the best recipe and the remedy for a successful team.
Coach, on Kyle Hebert, this is the second straight game. He goes 90 minutes at left back. I know it's not necessarily his preferred position, but he's been very solid and very good, especially defensively there. Is that something you see in the future, him staying at, or is this just something that's working for now?
Yeah, we feel that, I mean, as long as we're creating chances, scoring goals, you know, and you look at the last 2 games, we've scored 7 goals, given up 1, right? So just thinking about some stability tonight, we give 2 shots on target away. And the whole back line plays, you know, a massive part in that, right? So, as do the 6s, do the 10s, and Gio the striker. So, credit to the whole group, right? And I'm, just assisting Kyle in his journey now as a first-year pro, right, in the MLS. And there's a lot that's happened to him over the last few months. And you first have to absorb that, acknowledge that, and take it in, and then get to that point of like, all right, I'm here to stay, right? So just assisting all my players in being the best versions of themselves. And if Kyle needs to be playing right back, I had him at right wing back at the end there. So I mean, he's a very versatile guy. We know attacking is not his, biggest profile and positional trait, but I mean, he gets enough done going forwards, and even if he goes forwards, he occupies the opposition, because now the opposition has to defend a little bit deeper. So he does fulfill a job there, and we just keep on guiding Kyle along his journey as well.
Coach, this is a question from Julian Trejo. What do you have to say about your team after picking up a good result in a very uncomfortable match?
We knew that, and like I said in the opening statement, we know Vanny's teams. We played against them in preseason. They're very difficult to break down. That one ended in 0-0. And watching these teams play, or his team play, there's just about every metric in the league with the data that they're within the top 3 or 4. So, shots taken, shots against, tackles won. So this is a very combative team, very uncomfortable team to play, very organized team to play. So again, just we don't have to downplay this result. This is massive for us as a club and as a team, and to make sure that we keep on progressing. And again, credit to the boys. Sometimes you have to win ugly.
Coach, you talked about it being second straight game with the same lineup. By design for you, just more matchup driven? How do you look at that week to week?
No, I think this one was a bit of momentum. We spoke about momentum, we spoke about energy, we spoke about our principles, and we felt that yes, this did match up against us. We stayed in normally we change up in a defensive formation and then an offensive formation. This time around we rolled it back with the same lineup, same formation, and we felt that was enough to get the job done. But yeah, Gressel's a clever player, Schopf is a clever player. They find pockets of space. Vite is always dangerous on a turn and a dribble. So is Gould. So yeah, these guys, we knew that this was going to be a tough game, and it proved us right. And for us to come away with a win at home, I mean, we knew we were playing at home. We want this to become a fortress, but sometimes the results are harder to come by. And proud of my boys.
Roman Berkey's play, I think in that play right after you guys go up 2-0, they get the ball in deep. They may have only had a couple shots, but looked like Roman stopped a few before they got into that situation.
Sure, I mean, Roman, he reads the game really well, and again, we want to be brave defending forwards, which the obvious thing is we give up space behind. We're comfortable with Roman. We know we signed a goalkeeper that's comfortable playing with his feet out the back, comfortable defending from the front, and comfortable releasing from his line. So he's good coming out for crosses, and everything we've scouted, Roman's proved us right. So yeah, Roman's doing his job.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.